Venus, the planet of love, beauty, luxury, and relationships, begins its exalted transit into Pisces on January 28th, where it will stay until May 31st, 2025. In Vedic astrology, Venus in Pisces reaches its highest potential, delivering refined, compassionate, and creative energies. This period brings heightened romantic intensity, artistic inspiration, and emotional depth, influencing all zodiac signs uniquely. Overall, it is a time of love, self-reflection, and spiritual transformation. Pisces, ruled by Jupiter, is a water sign known for its intuitive and spiritual nature. Venus in Pisces creates an environment where love transcends material boundaries, relationships thrive on compassion and forgiveness, and individuals feel drawn towards spiritual and artistic pursuits. This energy inspires people to explore higher forms of love, such as divine connection and selfless giving, while embracing emotional depth and soulful connections. However, the Venus transit includes a retrograde period from March 2nd to April 13th, 2025, introducing complexities. Retrogrades often trigger reassessment, reflection, and delays. During this phase, individuals may confront unresolved issues in love, finances, or personal values. Relationships may experience misunderstandings or nostalgia for past connections. It is advisable to avoid drastic beauty changes, major financial decisions, or impulsive romantic commitments during this time. The retrograde phase is an opportunity for self-exploration, helping individuals heal emotional wounds and clarify their priorities. A key feature of this transit is the mutual sign exchange between Venus in Pisces and Jupiter in Taurus, amplifying the energies of prosperity, creativity, and emotional fulfillment. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, enhances Venus's qualities, making this a period of artistic growth and financial opportunities. However, the retrograde period could bring scrutiny to relationships and financial matters, emphasizing the need for mindfulness. This transit fosters artistic expression, making it an ideal time for those in creative fields such as art, music, writing, or entertainment. Venus's connection to Pisces' spiritual and intuitive energy encourages people to explore metaphysical topics, engage in meditation, or deepen their connection to the divine. Many will find themselves seeking higher consciousness and inner peace during this transit. In relationships, Venus in Pisces promotes unconditional love and forgiveness. Conflicts, whether romantic or familial, can be resolved through understanding and affection. The retrograde period provides an opportunity for introspection, allowing individuals to identify and address patterns in their relationships, paving the way for growth and healing. Yet, the transit is not without challenges. Venus's conjunction with Rahu in Pisces introduces potential disruptions in love and financial matters. Rahu, the shadow planet, amplifies desires, illusions, and temptations. This influence could lead to romantic fantasies or unrealistic expectations, making it crucial to differentiate genuine connections from fleeting attractions. In financial matters, Rahu's energy may bring sudden gains or unexpected losses, urging caution with speculative investments. The transit gains further complexity with Venus's conjunction with key celestial bodies, including the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn. Saturn joins Pisces on March 29th, forming a powerful alignment with Venus, the Sun, Mercury, and Rahu. Saturn's grounding energy urges individuals to approach relationships and creative projects with responsibility and maturity. This alignment may also bring karmic lessons related to love and partnerships, encouraging thoughtful decision-making. The solar eclipse on March 29th in Pisces marks a turning point, symbolizing significant endings and new beginnings in relationships, creative pursuits, and spiritual journeys. Paired with the lunar eclipse on March 14th in Virgo, this period emphasizes the need to balance emotional and spiritual aspirations with practical responsibilities. Venus in Pisces represents the epitome of love in its purest form. This transit calls for individuals to rise above material desires and embrace selfless love, compassion, and spiritual fulfillment. It is a time for healing, forgiveness, and strengthening emotional bonds. Artistic pursuits are likely to thrive, as people feel inspired to express themselves creatively. Financial opportunities related to art, luxury, and spirituality may arise, enhancing prosperity. However, this period also demands mindfulness and patience. Rahu's influence may create illusions, while Saturn calls for discipline and responsibility. The retrograde phase may stir unresolved issues, encouraging introspection and reconciliation. By navigating these energies thoughtfully, individuals can experience profound growth and transformation. To accurately assess the impact of these transits, it is crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign offers insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you will emotionally respond to these changes. Take into account the position of your current Mahadasha Lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. This transit may manifest differently for each individual, and how they navigate this transit will depend on their personal charts. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining Venus's Ashtaka Varga score in Pisces. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit are contingent on Venus's interaction with the planets in individual birth charts. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Venus Dasha may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, Venus transiting through Pisces is a period of deep reflection, heightened creativity, and spiritual awakening. As the lord of your 2nd and 7th houses, Venus governs your wealth, speech, relationships, and business partnerships. With its exaltation in the 12th house, associated with losses, foreign travel, spirituality, and subconscious patterns, you are likely to experience a mix of financial introspection, romantic depth, and a yearning for solitude or transcendence. This transit will have both positive and challenging effects, depending on how you navigate its energy. During this period, you may feel a strong urge to retreat from the external world and focus on your inner self. The 12th house encourages a connection with the divine, and Venus here fosters a deep appreciation for art, beauty, and spirituality. You may find yourself drawn to meditation, yoga, or other forms of self-care that nourish both your body and mind. Your intuition will be heightened, making it an excellent time for self-reflection and personal healing. Any past emotional wounds, especially those related to relationships, may surface now, demanding closure and healing. This is particularly relevant as Venus will turn retrograde from March 2nd to April 13th, making it a period where unresolved romantic matters from the past might resurface. Your financial sector will be under scrutiny as Venus rules your 2nd house of wealth and is transiting your 12th house of expenses. This indicates that while money may flow in, there will also be an increase in spending. You might find yourself indulging in luxury purchases, expensive vacations, or spiritual retreats. However, caution is advised, particularly during the retrograde phase, as there is a risk of making impulsive financial decisions that could lead to losses. Investments, especially those related to foreign ventures or speculative markets, should be made with careful deliberation. If you are involved in business dealings with international clients, this transit could bring promising opportunities, but it is advisable to reassess contracts and agreements before making commitments. Romantic relationships will take on a dreamy, ethereal quality. If you are single, you may attract partners who are artistic, spiritual, or from a different cultural background. However, be mindful that not all relationships formed during this transit may be grounded in reality. Venus in Pisces can sometimes lead to illusions or unrealistic expectations in love. If you are in a committed relationship, this transit offers a chance to deepen your emotional connection with your partner. However, the presence of Rahu in your 12th house could indicate secret attractions or hidden relationships, so maintaining honesty and transparency in your commitments is crucial. With Venus and Jupiter forming a mutual exchange, your financial prospects are strengthened. Jupiter in your 2nd house of wealth enhances the potential for gains, especially from foreign sources or businesses related to spirituality, healing, or the arts. This combination supports financial growth, but only if you exercise discipline in managing your expenses. Since Venus is the planet of luxury and the 12th house signifies spending, there is a strong temptation to splurge. Whether it is on travel, expensive purchases, or charitable donations, you will need to strike a balance between indulgence and prudence. Your professional life may also see changes. If you work in creative fields, media, fashion, or anything related to aesthetics, this transit can be highly favorable. You may receive recognition for your artistic talents, or have an opportunity to collaborate with international teams. However, if your profession is more structured or technical, you might feel a lack of motivation and a desire to break free from routine. For entrepreneurs, especially those running businesses with global connections, this transit can bring expansion opportunities. Yet, caution is advised, as Venus retrograde may bring delays or reconsiderations in business partnerships and financial dealings. Health-wise, this transit calls for greater attention to your well-being. The 12th house is associated with hospitals, sleep, and mental health, and Venus here could indicate disturbed sleep patterns or a need for rest. You might feel emotionally overwhelmed at times, making it essential to engage in activities that promote relaxation and balance. Yoga, meditation, and spiritual practices can be particularly beneficial. Pay attention to any minor health issues. From March to April, When Venus goes retrograde, your relationships, finances, and emotional well-being will require extra care. You may find yourself reevaluating past relationships or encountering former partners. Financially, it is not the best time to make major investments or take on new expenses. The period of retrograde will demand introspection and patience rather than action. However, once Venus turns direct in mid-April, clarity will return, and you will be better equipped to make informed decisions. As Venus continues its transit through Pisces until the end of May, you may experience fluctuations in your spending habits and emotional needs. The presence of Rahu amplifies the desire for luxury and pleasure, but Saturn joining this house later will bring a sense of financial responsibility. This shift will help you stabilize your expenses and make wiser financial choices. If you have been dealing with debts or loans, this transit may encourage you to create a structured plan to clear them. For those involved in spiritual pursuits, this transit can be a profound period of enlightenment. You may feel called to visit sacred places, engage in charity work, or explore mystical subjects. Dreams may become more vivid, and you may receive intuitive insights that guide you on your path. The combination of Venus, Rahu, and later Saturn in your 12th house suggests a period where you could gain significant spiritual wisdom, but only if you are willing to detach from superficial desires and focus on deeper growth. Overall, Venus's transit through Pisces will be a transformative period for Aries. It will bring opportunities for financial growth, but only if you exercise caution with expenses. Your relationships will experience deep emotional shifts, and past issues may resurface for resolution. Professionally, creative and international ventures will flourish, but careful planning is necessary. Health and well-being should be prioritized, especially in terms of mental and emotional balance. The retrograde phase from March to April will demand patience and reflection, and once Venus turns direct, you will find greater clarity in your choices. By the end of this transit in May, you will have gained a deeper understanding of your finances, relationships, and personal growth, setting the stage for a more balanced and fulfilling future. For Taurus, the Venus transit in Pisces holds significant promise, as Venus, the ruler of both your ascendant and 6th house, moves through your 11th house. This house represents gains, friendships, alliances, aspirations, and monetary rewards from social connections. This period is set to bring substantial opportunities for your growth, both professionally and personally, alongside financial gains. Venus in the 11th house often shifts your focus towards enhancing social networks, building alliances, and achieving long-term goals. You may find yourself forming new friendships or strengthening existing ones. Collaborative efforts and group activities could prove especially rewarding. This transit encourages you to actively participate in social causes, where connections with influential individuals may bring financial rewards or recognition. During this time, you might also experience the fulfillment of long-held desires, particularly those related to your career and financial aspirations. As Venus also governs your 6th house of work routines and obstacles, this transit urges introspection about your current life path and professional endeavors. During Venus's retrograde phase from March 2nd to April 13th, you'll feel a heightened need for reflection. This is the perfect time to reassess whether your professional efforts align with your personal and financial goals. Are your current routines yielding the results you desire? If not, this is your chance to refine them. Reflecting on past setbacks could offer you valuable lessons, helping you become more efficient in managing day-to-day tasks. Financially, this transit looks auspicious for you. You're likely to witness a boost in income through your professional efforts or networking. Previous investments may yield significant returns, and there's strong potential for promotions, salary increments, or bonuses. If you're an entrepreneur, you might discover new partnerships or collaborations that elevate your business prospects. However, be cautious during Venus retrograde. It's essential to tread carefully in social interactions, especially with influential individuals, as misunderstandings could arise. After Venus resumes direct motion, the environment becomes more favorable for bold decisions and impactful moves. On the personal front, the influence of Venus enhances your charm, magnetism, and interpersonal skills. This transit deepens your connection with partners, fostering mutual respect and intimacy. Spending quality time with loved ones will help you strengthen those relationships. If you're single, you may attract potential partners who align with your long-term goals and values. For those of you in social or public-facing professions, this phase may bring increased recognition and appreciation. If you're in a creative field or teaching, your talents may gain greater visibility, drawing admiration from peers and followers alike. Health-wise, this transit supports your overall well-being. Focusing on maintaining a balanced diet, regular exercise, and mindfulness practices like yoga or meditation will greatly benefit you. These efforts will not only improve your physical health but also enhance your mental clarity and emotional resilience. During the retrograde phase, you might revisit unresolved health issues or make long overdue lifestyle changes. Paying attention to sleep patterns and stress management will be especially important. The conjunction of Venus with Rahu in Pisces, coupled with its mutual sign exchange with Jupiter in Taurus, creates a powerful synergy for you. This planetary alignment emphasizes financial and professional gains, making this an excellent time to consider investments in secure resources such as real estate, the stock market, or luxury assets. However, it's wise to approach decisions cautiously, especially during Venus retrograde. Seek advice from trusted financial advisors or mentors to make informed choices and avoid impulsive actions. This transit may also present you with opportunities for long-distance travel, leisure, or spiritual pursuits. Visiting new places or engaging in activities that broaden your horizons can be deeply fulfilling. Spiritual retreats, artistic workshops, or educational seminars could bring you a renewed sense of purpose. Social events and gatherings, especially after Venus turns direct, are likely to introduce you to influential people who could play pivotal roles in your future successes. Make an effort to attend such events and nurture these connections. They hold the potential to significantly elevate both your professional and personal life. For those of you involved in creative or social media-related professions, this transit could be particularly beneficial. Increased visibility, a growing audience, and the ability to persuade and inspire others will enhance your influence and appeal. If you're in a leadership role, your natural charisma and decision-making abilities will likely gain the trust and admiration of your teams and peers. If you've been considering launching new creative projects or entrepreneurial ventures, seize this opportunity to showcase your ideas and attract support. This period also offers you the chance to mend old friendships or resolve conflicts with siblings or close acquaintances. The aspect of Venus on your 5th house enhances creativity and your relationships with children, making it an ideal time to reconnect with family and foster harmony. If you have an interest in spiritual or religious practices, you may find yourself drawn to them now, providing a sense of balance amidst the material gains. Engaging in charitable activities or contributing to community welfare can also bring you a sense of fulfillment and purpose. The retrograde phase of Venus serves as a reminder to address unresolved emotional matters and strengthen your inner resilience. You may find yourself reflecting on past relationships or decisions, gaining valuable insights that help you move forward with clarity. This phase is ideal for journaling, therapy, or self-discovery practices that promote emotional healing and growth. By addressing these internal dynamics, you'll emerge from the retrograde phase with a renewed sense of confidence and direction. Overall, the Venus transit in Pisces offers you abundant opportunities for financial prosperity, professional advancements, and personal growth while strengthening your social and familial bonds. By maintaining a cautious yet optimistic approach, especially during Venus's retrograde phase, you can maximize the benefits of this transit and set the stage for sustained success. With thoughtful planning, self-reflection, and a willingness to embrace new experiences, you can harness this transit to achieve your aspirations and create lasting positive change in your life. For Gemini, Venus's transit through Pisces in your 10th house brings a dynamic and transformative phase, with its effects rippling across your career, personal life, and financial situation. Venus, being the lord of your 5th house of creativity and romance and the 12th house of foreign connections and subconscious activities, will exert a strong influence during this transit. With the 10th house representing career, reputation, and societal status, this becomes a period of profound opportunities, challenges, and self-reflection for you. Professionally, this transit ushers in a phase of increased recognition and opportunities for growth. Venus's exaltation in your 10th house forms a powerful yoga, signifying prosperity and success. You're likely to experience significant traction in your career, with opportunities seemingly appearing out of nowhere. Recruiters may reach out with enticing offers, and new avenues for professional growth may open up. If you're in creative fields or careers tied to the stock market, this period encourages introspection and innovation, pushing you to explore new ways to excel and stand out. The retrograde phase of Venus, from March 2nd to April 13th, requires caution. During this period, you might face challenges in workplace dynamics, particularly with female colleagues or superiors. Misunderstandings and conflicts could arise, so patience and diplomacy will be essential. It's advisable to avoid making major career decisions during this time and instead focus on consolidating your current position. Once Venus turns direct, the professional atmosphere will likely improve, bringing stability and a renewed sense of purpose. This transit also enhances your public image and reputation. Your charm, wit, and ability to connect with others will be magnified, making this an excellent time for networking and building relationships with authority figures and colleagues. Your leadership qualities will shine, and your opinions and advice will likely be sought by peers and superiors alike. If you're seeking new job opportunities, interviews conducted during this period, especially after Venus turns direct, are likely to yield positive outcomes. Financially, Venus promises rewards from past investments. You may experience profitable returns, bolstering your financial stability. However, with Venus ruling your 12th house and Rahu present in the 10th house, you'll need to be cautious about impulsive spending. The allure of luxury items, property, or high-end vehicles may tempt you, but prudence is advised. It's essential to maintain a balanced budget and avoid overextending financially, especially during the retrograde phase. On a personal level, this transit fosters an environment of love and harmony. Your relationships with your spouse, children, and family members are likely to strengthen. You may find yourself expressing your affection more openly, surprising loved ones with thoughtful gestures. However, challenges in your domestic sphere could arise during Venus's retrograde. Staying calm and avoiding unnecessary arguments will be key to maintaining peace at home. Health should also be a priority, as Venus in Pisces may bring minor ailments or stress. Incorporating relaxation techniques like yoga and meditation can help you maintain emotional balance and overall well-being. The spiritual dimension of this transit is equally significant. With the activation of your 12th house and the mutual sign exchange between Venus in your 10th house and Jupiter in your 12th house, you may feel drawn to explore your inner world, engage in meditation, or embark on journeys to sacred places. For some of you, this period may even bring opportunities to work or settle abroad, fulfilling long-held aspirations. Visa approvals or pending matters related to foreign travel are likely to progress during this time. Venus's aspect on your 4th house further emphasizes matters related to home and property. You might consider selling property for profit or investing in a new home or luxury apartment. However, it's advisable to wait until after March 29th, when Saturn's influence will provide greater stability and clarity in decision-making. The combination of Venus and Rahu in your 10th house amplifies ambition but also brings the risk of illusions and overconfidence. Exercising caution and seeking grounded advice will be crucial during this period. If you're currently experiencing the Dasha period of Venus, the effects of this transit will be particularly pronounced. Career advancements, creative breakthroughs, and financial gains are likely to be more significant. This period also offers you the chance to heal and strengthen relationships, particularly with father figures or mentors. Saturn's stabilizing presence in your 10th house after March will support efforts to mend strained bonds and foster mutual understanding. Long-distance travel related to work is another potential outcome of this transit. You may find yourself attending conferences, seminars, or company-sponsored events. These opportunities not only enhance your professional growth but also allow you to showcase your talents on a larger platform. Taking on leadership roles or delivering presentations during this time can significantly boost your confidence and career trajectory. Despite the many opportunities this transit brings, it also demands introspection and self-awareness. Venus's retrograde phase serves as a reminder to reassess your priorities, especially in matters of love, creativity, and career. It encourages you to reflect on past decisions and make adjustments where necessary. By embracing this period of self-reflection, you can emerge stronger and more aligned with your goals. Overall, the transit of Venus in Pisces is a transformative period for you, marked by professional success, financial gains, and personal growth. While challenges may arise, particularly during the retrograde phase, the overall outlook remains positive. By exercising patience, staying grounded, and embracing opportunities for self-improvement, you can make the most of this auspicious transit. Whether you're advancing in your career, strengthening relationships, or exploring spiritual pursuits, this period offers a wealth of possibilities for growth and fulfillment. For Cancer, Venus, the ruler of the 4th and the 11th houses, will be making a significant transit in your 9th house of Pisces. This house governs higher education, long-distance travel, spirituality, philosophy, and fortune. With Venus in its exaltation sign, this period will bring a heightened sense of adventure, spiritual awareness, and the opportunity for substantial financial growth. Your mind will be drawn toward philosophical pursuits, religious inclinations, and the desire to travel to distant places in search of wisdom and peace. Venus in the 9th house brings a yearning for expansion, whether through physical travel, education, or deep intellectual discussions. You may feel a strong pull toward spiritual growth, seeking a mentor or guru who can guide you toward greater understanding. If you have been considering taking up a course in philosophy, spirituality, or higher studies, this transit will provide the perfect environment to do so. There is also a possibility of traveling abroad, either for education or religious purposes. Since Venus rules your 4th house, this transit will make you reflect deeply on matters related to home and emotional security. You may think about relocating, redecorating your home, or making changes to create a more peaceful environment. You may feel the need to spend more time with your mother or resolve any pending issues. If there have been misunderstandings or emotional distance, this transit provides a chance to reconnect and strengthen your bond. On the other hand, your 11th house of desires and gains being ruled by Venus means that this period will also push you to reflect on your aspirations, why some dreams have remained unfulfilled, and what changes need to be made to achieve them. Financially, this is a very prosperous period. The exchange of signs between Venus and Jupiter, with Venus in Pisces, 9th house, and Jupiter in Taurus, 11th house, creates a powerful yoga, enhancing wealth, financial luck, and prosperity. Gains from investments, property, or business dealings will be highlighted. If you have been considering selling a property or vehicle, this could be a favorable time, though it is advisable to avoid impulsive financial decisions before Venus turns direct again after April 13th. Those involved in real estate, automobile sales, or the luxury goods business will see strong growth and increased profits. At work, you will experience significant career growth and recognition. If you have been waiting for a promotion or a salary increase, this transit may bring those rewards. Your efforts will be noticed by superiors, and you will gain the support of influential people. There is also a strong possibility of traveling for work, which could open new doors for career advancement. Those involved in creative fields such as art, fashion, or entertainment will particularly benefit, as Venus enhances artistic expression and charisma. If you are an entrepreneur, networking will be highly beneficial, and collaborations with foreign clients or institutions will bring success. Your love life and relationships will also be positively impacted. Venus, the planet of love and harmony, in the 9th house will deepen your emotional connection with your partner. You will feel more affectionate and understanding toward your significant other, and this transit could strengthen your bond through shared experiences such as traveling together or engaging in spiritual activities. If you are single, there is a chance of meeting someone special during a trip or through educational and religious settings. However, during Venus retrograde period from March 2nd to April 13th, misunderstandings or conflicts may arise in relationships, especially with authority figures such as your father, mentors, or even elder siblings. This will be a time for patience and careful communication. While this is an excellent period for journeys related to spirituality or education, when Venus goes retrograde, unexpected delays, complications, or financial losses related to travel may arise. If you must travel, ensure that all arrangements are made meticulously, and avoid making spontaneous plans. Be particularly careful while driving, as Rahu in the 9th house may cause distractions or confusion. For students, this is an excellent period for academic success. Higher education pursuits will be supported, and those preparing for competitive exams will have an edge. However, distractions or a lack of focus may be a challenge, especially when Venus is retrograde. Maintaining discipline and avoiding unnecessary indulgences will be crucial to making the most of this period. Once Saturn moves into your 9th house after April, it will bring a more structured and disciplined approach to studies, helping you stay on track. Spiritually, this transit will be very rewarding. You may feel a deep inner calling to explore religious or philosophical teachings. Meditation, yoga, and other spiritual practices will be highly beneficial, bringing mental clarity and emotional healing. If you have been searching for a mentor or spiritual guide, this transit may bring such a person into your life. Your faith and belief systems may evolve, and you may find yourself questioning old ideologies in favor of new perspectives. Socially, this period will bring new friendships and networking opportunities. You will be surrounded by like-minded individuals who share your vision and aspirations. However, during the retrograde phase, conflicts with friends, mentors, or elder siblings could arise. Misunderstandings may create temporary distance, so it will be important to handle sensitive topics with diplomacy and patience. After April 13th, these issues will gradually resolve, and relationships will improve. In terms of material gains, the activation of your 11th house ensures a flow of income from various sources. Past investments may bring profits, and opportunities for new ventures will arise. If you are involved in business, this transit will bring favorable deals and collaborations. However, impulsive buying or selling, especially of high-value items like property or vehicles, should be avoided until Venus turns direct. There may be a tendency to spend excessively on luxury items, so maintaining financial discipline will be key. Overall, Venus transit in Pisces will be a highly transformative and prosperous period for you, Cancer. It will provide opportunities for financial growth, career advancement, spiritual expansion, and deepening relationships. However, the retrograde phase from March 2nd to April 13th will require careful navigation, particularly in personal and professional interactions. By staying mindful, patient, and focused on long-term goals, you can make the most of this powerful transit. For Leo, Venus's transit in Pisces will have profound effects. As the ruler of your 3rd and 10th houses, Venus's movement into your 8th house of transformation, mysticism, inheritance, and hidden matters, will activate deep and transformative themes in your life. The 8th house is often associated with both challenges and breakthroughs, bringing moments of intense self-reflection, sudden changes, and, at times, unexpected opportunities. One of the primary themes of this transit is deep introspection. Venus's exaltation in Pisces will encourage you to explore your subconscious, uncover hidden truths, and gain insights into your own psyche. You may find yourself drawn to subjects like psychology, spirituality, astrology, and other mystical sciences. Research-oriented pursuits will be highly favored, and this could be an excellent time to dive into studies that require patience, analysis, and a deeper understanding of life's mysteries. Your communication style may undergo a shift. You might become more intuitive and introspective, choosing your words carefully and preferring deep, meaningful conversations over casual interactions. On the career front, this transit may bring mixed results. Venus, as the lord of your 10th house, moving through the 8th house signifies potential instability or unexpected changes in your professional life. You may feel a sense of dissatisfaction with your current career path, or you may find that external circumstances are pushing you toward transformation. If you have been struggling to gain recognition for your hard work, this period may make you reevaluate your efforts. Retrograde Venus from March 2nd to April 13th will compel you to reflect on your past career choices, reconsider your ambitions, and work on strengthening your professional foundation. While professional challenges may arise, there is also an opportunity to make necessary changes that could lead to long-term growth. The 8th house governs shared assets, inheritances, insurance, and sudden gains or losses. On the positive side, unexpected financial windfalls could come your way, possibly through inheritances, investments, or bonuses. There is also a possibility of receiving financial support from your spouse, family, or in-laws. However, Venus retrograde will demand caution in financial dealings. Avoid taking unnecessary risks, making impulsive investments, or engaging in speculative ventures. Joint finances should be managed carefully, and it is advisable to review legal or financial documents thoroughly before signing anything. There could also be disputes or misunderstandings regarding financial matters, so it is crucial to maintain transparency and clear communication in all monetary dealings. Personal relationships will experience shifts during this period. The 8th house is known for bringing intensity to relationships, and Venus's presence here can amplify emotional depth and intimacy. However, it may also highlight underlying issues that need to be addressed. If you are in a committed relationship, you may feel a sense of emotional distance or dissatisfaction, leading to moments of introspection about the state of your partnership. There may be a lack of excitement, or you may find that external pressures, such as work-related stress, are affecting your ability to connect with your partner. If there are unresolved tensions, they may come to the surface during Venus retrograde. However, once Venus turns direct after April 13th, you will have a clearer understanding of your relationship dynamics and how to move forward. For those who are single, this transit may bring unconventional or transformative romantic experiences. You may be drawn to mysterious or spiritual individuals, and relationships formed during this time could have an intense, karmic quality. However, it is advisable to be cautious about getting involved in secretive or complicated relationships, as the 8th house often carries hidden aspects that may not be immediately apparent. Your relationship with siblings and close relatives will also be influenced by this transit. Venus, as the ruler of your 3rd house, will bring focus to communication and interactions with siblings. While there may be occasional disagreements or differences of opinion, your bond with your siblings will ultimately strengthen. They may seek your guidance or support in personal matters, and you may find yourself playing the role of an advisor or mentor to them. This is a good time to rebuild and nurture these relationships through honest and open discussions. Health and well-being will require attention, especially if you have been dealing with chronic health issues. The 8th house governs deep-seated ailments, and this transit offers an opportunity to uncover the root cause of any lingering health problems. Since Venus represents comfort and indulgence, it is essential to maintain discipline in your diet and lifestyle choices. Emotional stress could also manifest physically, so finding healthy ways to manage stress and maintain inner balance will be crucial. One of the most intriguing aspects of this transit is the mutual sign exchange between Venus in Pisces and Jupiter in Taurus, your 10th house, until May 14th. This planetary exchange strengthens the connection between your career and transformation, suggesting that major shifts in your professional life could lead to substantial growth. You may be drawn toward research, investigative work, or even a career shift that aligns more with your passions. This could be an excellent time for those working in fields related to psychology, healing, metaphysics, finance, or the pharmaceutical industry. However, with Venus retrograde occurring from March 2nd to April 13th, you must exercise caution in your professional interactions. Workplace scandals could surface. Office politics may create a challenging environment, so it is essential to maintain professionalism and avoid engaging in unnecessary conflicts. Being diplomatic and strategic in your approach will help you navigate this phase smoothly. Spiritual growth is another key theme of this transit. The 8th house is associated with deep spiritual awakening, and Venus's exaltation here can enhance your connection to higher areas of consciousness. If you have been interested in exploring esoteric knowledge, meditation, or spiritual practices, this is an excellent time to deepen your understanding. Seeking guidance from mentors and engaging in introspective activities will be beneficial. Overall, Venus's transit in Pisces will bring a mix of opportunities and challenges for Leo individuals. While professional and financial matters may require careful handling, this period offers significant potential for personal growth, deeper self-awareness, and transformation. Embracing change with an open mind, being mindful of financial decisions, nurturing relationships, and staying committed to personal development will help you make the most of this powerful transit. For Virgo, Venus's transit through Pisces will bring a dynamic shift as it moves through your 7th house. The 7th house governs relationships, marriage, business partnerships, and one-on-one interactions, making this transit particularly influential in your personal and professional spheres. Venus, as the ruler of your 2nd house of wealth and your 9th house of fortune, finds its exaltation in Pisces, creating a strong and beneficial energy. This period is set to enhance your relationships, financial prospects, and career growth, but there are also some challenges, especially when Venus turns retrograde between March 2nd and April 13th. During Venus's direct motion, you'll find your relationships flourishing. There will be an increased sense of harmony and cooperation between you and your partner, whether in business or personal life. If you're in a committed relationship or marriage, you may experience a renewed sense of love and devotion from your significant other. Venus's natural charm and magnetism will enhance your attraction, making it easier for you to connect with others. If you're single, there's a high likelihood of forming new romantic connections, and for those looking to marry, this period may bring suitable matches. However, it's important for you to remain practical and avoid being swept away by illusions, as Venus can sometimes create idealism and unrealistic expectations. Financially, this transit is likely to be extremely beneficial for you. Since Venus governs both your 2nd house of wealth and your 9th house of fortune, you may notice a significant boost in financial gains. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur, you could see a surge in profits, especially from sound investments you've made in the past. The presence of Rahu in Pisces might have caused some financial instability, but Venus's influence will help channel Rahu's energies in a more productive direction, leading to increased monetary benefits. This is a great time to maximize your revenue while cutting down on unnecessary expenses. However, be cautious about overconfidence in financial dealings, as Rahu's influence could bring deceptive opportunities that may not be as beneficial as they seem. On the professional front, this transit promises a balanced and rewarding period. If you're a salaried employee, you're likely to excel in your career and gain recognition and appreciation from your superiors. Strong networking opportunities will come your way, and collaborations will work in your favor. If you run an independent business, you can expect growth, and this may be an ideal time to expand your ventures. However, make sure to conduct thorough research before making major business decisions, especially during Venus's retrograde phase. Business travel opportunities may arise, and international dealings could become more prominent. Use this time to strengthen your professional connections, as they may lead to long-term benefits. One of the most exciting aspects of this transit is the mutual sign exchange between Venus in Pisces and Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter, the ruler of your 7th house, is placed in the 9th house of fortune, creating an auspicious alignment for relationships and travel. Long-distance travel, whether for personal or professional purposes, is likely to be highly favorable. You may plan romantic getaways with your partner or find opportunities to reunite if you're in a long-distance relationship. However, when Venus turns retrograde from March 2nd to April 13th, you'll need to exercise extra caution in your relationships. Retrograde Venus behaves as if it is debilitated, which can lead to misunderstandings, conflicts, and emotional turbulence. Your natural tendency to seek perfection may become more pronounced, potentially leading to overcritical behavior that could strain your relationships. Partners may feel frustrated with your analytical approach, so it's crucial for you to practice patience and avoid unnecessary arguments. Business partnerships could also face difficulties, with communication barriers and differing opinions causing tension. Avoid making major financial or business decisions during this time, as retrograde Venus can obscure clarity and lead to miscalculations. Despite these challenges, once Venus turns direct on April 13th, you'll have the opportunity to resolve any conflicts that arose during the retrograde phase. Misunderstandings can be addressed, and relationships can emerge stronger and more stable. Venus's direct energy will once again favor love, harmony, and cooperation, allowing both your personal and professional relationships to thrive. For those of you seeking marriage, this 4-month transit is highly favorable. While the retrograde phase may bring some delays or cause you to reconsider, the period after April will provide stable and promising opportunities for marriage. If you've been waiting for the right match, you may find suitable alliances during this time. Jupiter's influence in your 9th house suggests that relationships formed now will have a strong foundation based on shared values and long-term potential. Health is another area that requires your attention during this transit. While Venus's exaltation generally brings vitality and positivity, its retrograde phase may lead to fluctuations in your well-being. Stress from relationship tensions or professional demands could affect your mental health. Be mindful of your emotional balance and prioritize self-care through meditation, exercise, and healthy habits. Avoid overindulging in food or luxury, as Venus's influence can sometimes lead to excesses that negatively impact your health. Venus, ruling your 2nd house of family, suggests joyful gatherings and celebrations. Reunions with loved ones will bring emotional fulfillment, but during the retrograde phase, minor misunderstandings could arise. To maintain harmony, communicate with care and avoid unnecessary conflicts. Venus's aspect on your 1st house enhances your personal charm and attractiveness. You'll exude a strong presence, making your interactions more persuasive and influential. People will be drawn to your ideas and viewpoints, which can lead to successful negotiations and social connections. This is a wonderful time for you to work on self-improvement, as your confidence will be high and your personal magnetism at its peak. Overall, Venus's transit in Pisces is set to be a powerful and mostly auspicious period for you. Your relationships, finances, and career prospects will see significant growth, especially while Venus remains direct. The retrograde phase from March 2nd to April 13th, however, will require you to be cautious, particularly in relationships and business dealings. By practicing patience, avoiding overcritical tendencies, and making informed decisions, you can successfully navigate this transit. This is a period of immense potential for you, where love, wealth, and fortune align favorably, making it an exciting and transformative time. For Libra, the transit of Venus in Pisces brings a complex mix of energies. As the lord of the 1st house and the 8th house, Venus's movement through the 6th house of debts, diseases, conflicts, and service will influence multiple aspects of life. The 6th house is a challenging domain, often bringing issues related to work, competition, disputes, and health concerns. With Venus being retrograde from March 2nd to April 13th, this transit will require introspection and careful navigation, particularly in relationships, finances, and professional life. For Libra natives, this transit is significant because Venus is the ascendant lord. When your ruling planet transits the 6th house, it indicates a phase where you need to be mindful of your actions, relationships, and well-being. The 6th house governs work routines, service, and health, so these areas will be at the forefront of your experiences. You may feel compelled to focus on self-improvement, restructuring your daily habits, and reassessing your relationships, especially any conflicts that may have been brewing beneath the surface. Since Venus is exalted in Pisces, there is an opportunity to resolve disputes with grace, but retrograde motion may bring some delays and confusion in the process. Career-wise, this period may present challenges as Venus in the 6th house indicates workplace competition and struggles with colleagues or superiors. While initially, you may feel at ease with coworkers and employees, the retrograde phase could introduce misunderstandings or friction. There may be difficulties in finalizing business deals, and entrepreneurs could face opposition from competitors. However, after Venus turns direct on April 13th, many of these issues will begin to resolve, and you will find it easier to cooperate with others. This is a time to exercise diplomacy, avoid unnecessary conflicts, and maintain professional integrity. The key to success lies in patience, perseverance, and adapting to changes in the work environment. On the financial front, Venus in the 6th house can indicate a period of unexpected expenses. There could be financial strain due to debts or sudden expenditures related to health or family matters. Budgeting and careful money management will be necessary, especially during the retrograde period when financial conflicts may arise. There is also a possibility of receiving money through insurance, settlements, or your spouse's family. Since Jupiter, the ruler of your 6th house, is transiting your 8th house, a mutual sign exchange between Venus and Jupiter suggests that financial surprises, both positive and negative, are likely. Investments made in the past may yield returns, but new speculative ventures should be approached with caution. Relationships and personal life will also be significantly impacted by this transit. Since Venus governs both the 1st house of self and 8th house of marital benefits and in-laws, its placement in the 6th house can create disturbances in romantic relationships and marriage. Libra is naturally inclined towards partnerships, But with Venus in the house of disputes, misunderstandings or conflicts with a partner may arise. Some Libra individuals may struggle with obstacles in getting into a new relationship, while those already in one may face challenges in maintaining harmony. The retrograde period will be a crucial time for reflection. Open communication and compromise will be essential for navigating these 4 months smoothly. Health is another area that requires attention. The 6th house governs physical well-being, and while Venus is generally a benefic planet, its presence here suggests a need for self-care. Issues related to digestion, hormonal balance, or stress-related concerns may surface. The retrograde phase, in particular, calls for caution regarding diet, exercise, and lifestyle choices. It would be beneficial to establish a fitness routine, modify eating habits, and focus on holistic well-being. Yoga, meditation, and alternative healing practices could be helpful during this time. Since Venus also rules indulgence, excessive consumption of rich foods or an imbalanced lifestyle could lead to health complications, so moderation will be key. One of the more positive aspects of this transit is that Venus, being exalted, will enhance your natural charm and ability to navigate difficult situations with grace. Even in the face of workplace challenges or relationship struggles, your persuasive and diplomatic skills will be strong. Your personality will shine, and there may be opportunities for personal growth and self-improvement. If you are involved in creative work, service-oriented professions, or activities related to beauty, fashion, or arts, this transit could bring inspiration and recognition. Spiritually, the activation of the 6th and 8th houses suggests a period of inner transformation. The 6th house relates to service, while the 8th house deals with deeper psychological and karmic patterns. Volunteering, engaging in acts of charity, or helping those in need can be particularly fulfilling during this transit. Since the 12th house, spirituality and expenses, is also indirectly activated by apex, you may feel drawn towards meditation, healing practices, or philanthropic activities. If you have been struggling with inner turmoil, this period could offer valuable insights into your own patterns and behaviors, helping you release past burdens. As Venus retrogrades from March 2nd to April 13th, it will be essential to remain patient. Misunderstandings in relationships, career setbacks, or unexpected financial challenges may arise, but they will gradually resolve after Venus turns direct. Since Saturn will join the 6th house after April, it will further emphasize discipline, responsibility, and long-term planning. This will be a good time to reevaluate commitments, reassess work ethics, and implement necessary lifestyle changes. One notable aspect of this transit is Venus's aspect on your 12th house. This suggests an increase in spending, possibly on luxuries, travel, or spiritual retreats. While indulgence is fine in moderation, excessive expenditures could lead to financial strain. The influence of the 12th house also indicates a desire for solitude or introspection, so you may find yourself drawn to activities that offer mental peace and relaxation. Overall, this transit is a mixed bag for Libra natives. While challenges in relationships, work, and finances may arise, Venus's exaltation provides the strength to navigate these difficulties with wisdom and grace. Self-care, open communication, and strategic planning will be crucial. The retrograde phase from March to April may bring setbacks, but once Venus turns direct, you will be able to resolve conflicts and move forward more smoothly. This is a time to focus on self-improvement, maintain balance in personal and professional life, and embrace the transformative energies of the 6th and 8th house exchange. With patience and adaptability, you can turn challenges into opportunities and emerge stronger by the end of this transit. For Scorpio, Venus's transit through Pisces is a significant period, as it brings a heightened focus on love, creativity, financial matters, and self-expression. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and luxury, is the ruler of both your 7th house of relationships and 12th house of spirituality, expenses, and foreign connections. As it moves through your 5th house of romance, creativity, and speculative gains, this transit brings a blend of passion, artistic inspiration, and deep introspection into your life. You may experience an influx of creative energy, making it an excellent time to engage in artistic pursuits, whether it's music, painting, writing, or other forms of self-expression. The 5th house is also associated with children, so this period could bring joy through your interactions with them. Or if you have been considering expanding your family, this could be a promising time. The 5th house is also connected to love and romance, making this a period where relationships take focus. If you are single, you may find yourself drawn to someone with a deeply spiritual or foreign background, as Venus also governs your 12th house. However, Venus will eventually turn retrograde from March 2nd to April 13th, and during this time, you may experience confusion, misunderstandings, or even deception in relationships. Retrograde Venus often brings past lovers back into your life, allowing you to reassess old relationships and determine whether they still hold meaning for you. Be cautious in matters of the heart, as Rahu's presence in your 5th house could create illusions and temptations, making it difficult to see things clearly. Financially, this transit can bring unexpected gains, particularly in speculative investments such as the stock market, trading, or cryptocurrency. With Venus exalted in Pisces, your 5th house, and forming a mutual sign exchange with Jupiter in your 7th house of Taurus, financial prospects may improve significantly. This yoga enhances wealth accumulation, especially from investments, partnerships, and foreign sources. However, caution is advised while Venus is retrograde. Avoid taking unnecessary risks and speculative decisions that could lead to financial losses. The 12th house influence of Venus also indicates a likelihood of increased spending, particularly on luxury items, travel, or creative projects. You may also spend more on your romantic partner or invest in experiences that bring joy and pleasure, such as vacations or high-end leisure activities. On the professional front, this transit is highly beneficial. Your creative instincts will be at their peak, making it a fantastic time for those working in artistic, media, or entertainment fields. Those in professions requiring persuasive skills, such as marketing, sales, or law, may find it easier to convince others and win negotiations. The presence of Venus in your 5th house enhances your reputation at work, and recognition from superiors is likely. If you are a business owner, you may attract new clients or gain opportunities from foreign shores, as Venus's influence on your 12th house and 7th house suggests strong international connections. If you are employed, expect potential salary hikes, promotions, or career growth opportunities that align with your creative skills and personal ambitions. For those in committed relationships, Venus's transit can bring deep romantic connections and renewed passion. The 5th house is associated with joy, pleasure, and entertainment, making this a period where you may want to spend quality time with your partner, going on dates, traveling together, or simply enjoying each other's company. However, the retrograde period may bring unresolved issues to the surface. If there have been misunderstandings or unresolved conflicts, this period will force you to reevaluate your relationship. Communication will be crucial. Avoid making impulsive decisions based on temporary emotions, as Venus retrograde can distort perceptions. If your relationship is strong, this period will allow you to deepen your bond, while weaker relationships may face challenges that require serious introspection. Saturn's eventual entry in your 5th house later in the transit will help stabilize the emotional fluctuations caused by Venus and Rahu. Saturn, the planet of discipline and responsibility, will bring a more grounded approach to your romantic and creative pursuits. It will encourage long-term thinking, helping you make wiser decisions regarding love and investments. If you are single, Saturn's influence may help you find a more mature and stable partner rather than someone based solely on passion or infatuation. For those planning to start a family, this transit is auspicious. The 5th house governs children, and Venus's presence here enhances fertility and the possibility of pregnancy. If you already have children, they may achieve something that makes you proud, whether in academics, sports, or other achievements. Strengthening your bond with them through quality time and communication will be beneficial. This transit also brings an increased interest in spirituality and self-discovery. Since Venus rules your 12th house of solitude, meditation, and foreign travel, you may feel drawn towards spiritual practices, exploring new philosophies, or even traveling to spiritual destinations. If you have been considering a retreat, pilgrimage, or enrolling in a spiritual or artistic course, this is an excellent time to do so. Your intuition and inner wisdom will be heightened, helping you navigate complex emotional and financial decisions with greater clarity. As Venus moves through its retrograde phase, you may feel moments of uncertainty, particularly in love and financial matters. This is not a time to make major commitments in relationships or investments, but rather to reflect, reassess, and refine your approach. Avoid making hasty romantic decisions, as retrograde Venus can create illusions that may not last once the planet turns direct again in April. Similarly, speculative investments should be approached cautiously. Avoid high-risk ventures that could lead to losses. Once Venus turns direct on April 13th, the challenges will subside, and you will find greater clarity in love, finance, and creative endeavors. Relationships that survive the retrograde period will emerge stronger, and your artistic and financial ventures will gain renewed momentum. The latter part of the transit, particularly after mid-April, will be an excellent time to launch new projects, make significant financial moves, or take decisive steps in your romantic life. Overall, Venus's transit in Pisces is a highly significant period for Scorpio individuals. It brings opportunities for romantic connections, financial growth, creative expansion, and spiritual evolution. However, the retrograde phase requires patience, introspection, and cautious decision-making. By embracing the creative and spiritual influences of this transit while maintaining a practical approach in love and finance, you can navigate this period successfully and emerge stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. For Sagittarius, the transit of Venus in Pisces will activate the 4th house in your horoscope. This house represents home, comfort, emotional well-being, vehicles, and real estate. Since Venus governs your 6th house of daily work, debts, and obstacles, as well as your 11th house of gains, income, and social connections, its movement through the 4th house will bring a mixture of prosperity, home improvements, and possible challenges in domestic and professional life. During this transit, your focus will be primarily on home-related matters. You may feel inclined to renovate or redecorate your living space, making it more luxurious and comfortable. The financial benefits coming from your 11th house will likely be redirected toward home-related expenses. Some of you may even consider purchasing a new home or vehicle, possibly taking a loan to fund such investments. This is because Venus, as the ruler of the 6th house, is linked to loans and debts, and its presence in the 4th house suggests financial activity related to real estate or home improvements. However, it is essential to be mindful of the financial commitments you undertake, as Venus will turn retrograde from March 2nd to April 13th, which can cause delays or unexpected complications in such matters. On the domestic front, this transit brings a heightened sense of emotional security and connection with family members. Your relationship with your mother will be particularly significant during this time. You may feel the need to nurture your bond with her, but at the same time, some temporary conflicts could arise due to the planetary exchange between Venus in the 4th house and Jupiter in the 6th house. Disagreements over financial matters, property decisions, or even day-to-day responsibilities could surface. It is advisable to handle these matters with care, especially during Venus retrograde period when misunderstandings are more likely. After mid-April, as Venus resumes direct motion, these conflicts will start to resolve, and harmony will be restored in your domestic life. Professionally, this transit is likely to be highly beneficial. The presence of Venus in an exalted position can bring success, recognition, and financial gains. If you are a business owner, you may see a boost in profits, particularly if your work is related to real estate, luxury goods, or creative fields. For those in employment, there are strong chances of career advancements, promotions, or salary increments, especially if you have been working diligently in the past. Venus aspect on the 10th house ensures that your hard work is noticed by superiors, and your professional reputation may improve. Workplace relationships may become smoother after some initial turbulence, making it easier to collaborate with colleagues and subordinates. This transit will also significantly impact your social life and aspirations. Venus, as the ruler of your 11th house of gains and networking, will enhance your ability to connect with influential people. New friendships may develop, and old acquaintances could re-enter your life. You may also receive financial support from friends or social contacts, helping you fulfill long-held desires. However, since Rahu is also present in the 4th house, you need to be cautious about who you trust, as some people may have hidden motives. At the same time, this combination of Venus and Rahu could amplify your ambitions, pushing you to dream bigger and work harder to achieve your goals. Travel, both for work and leisure, is likely to be fruitful during this transit. If you have been planning a trip for professional reasons, it may bring excellent results. Similarly, if you are considering traveling for personal reasons, it will likely be an enriching experience that brings you closer to your family and loved ones. However, during Venus retrograde period, travel plans could face disruptions or delays, so it is advisable to double-check arrangements before setting out. Venus' influence on your health will generally be positive, keeping you in good spirits and promoting overall well-being. However, since it is forming a planetary exchange with Jupiter in your 6th house, you need to be mindful of minor health issues, particularly those related to digestion or stress. Your mother's health may also require attention, especially if she has an ongoing medical condition. Ensuring a balanced lifestyle, incorporating relaxation techniques like yoga and meditation, and maintaining a nutritious diet will help you stay physically and mentally strong. Another notable factor in this transit is the conjunction of Venus with Rahu in the 4th house. Rahu tends to amplify whatever it touches, and in this case, it could increase your desire for luxury, comfort, and material success. While this can be beneficial in terms of financial growth and social recognition, it is essential to remain grounded and not let unrealistic expectations cloud your judgment. Saturn will enter the 4th house after April, bringing stability but also demanding discipline and responsibility in home and real estate matters. This could be a period when you make long-term decisions regarding property investments or family commitments. Venus aspect on the 10th house also suggests that your ability to persuade and charm others will be at its peak. This can be advantageous in professional negotiations, business dealings, and social interactions. If you have been facing conflicts in the workplace, you may be able to resolve them through diplomacy and tact. Similarly, if you are in a leadership position, your ability to inspire and motivate others will be enhanced. From a spiritual and psychological perspective, this transit will encourage introspection and emotional healing. The fourth house is deeply connected to inner peace and mental well-being, and Venus' presence here will prompt you to focus on creating harmony in your personal life. You may also feel drawn to artistic or creative pursuits, using them as a means of self-expression and relaxation. Overall, the Venus transit in Pisces is a highly favorable period for Sagittarius individuals, bringing financial growth, career advancements, social expansion, and emotional fulfillment. However, the retrograde phase from March to mid-April requires caution, particularly in matters related to home, relationships, and finances. By staying mindful of potential challenges and approaching situations with patience and diplomacy, you can make the most of this auspicious planetary alignment. Capricorn individuals will experience a period marked by heightened creativity, professional progress, and enhanced personal connections during Venus's transit through Pisces. Venus, as the ruler of your 5th house of creativity and romance and your 10th house of career and reputation, will be transiting your 3rd house, which governs communication, courage, short trips, and siblings. This placement will encourage you to refine your communication skills, take bold initiatives, and make meaningful connections in both personal and professional spheres. This transit will particularly enhance your ability to express yourself with charm and diplomacy, making it an excellent time for networking and professional growth. Venus's influence in the 3rd house will support endeavors related to writing, speaking, and media, making this a favorable period for Capricorns engaged in journalism, social media, content creation, or public relations. If you've been considering launching a blog, podcast, or YouTube channel, this is an ideal time to do so, as Venus in Pisces will give your creative pursuits an attractive and engaging quality. The mutual sign exchange between Venus in Pisces and Jupiter in Taurus, your 5th house, until May 14th will further boost your creative energy, and may even lead to financial gains from creative or speculative ventures. On the career front, this transit will bring significant opportunities for growth. The activation of the 5th and 10th houses, combined with Venus's influence on your 9th house of higher learning and long-distance travel, suggests that some Capricorns may experience a job change, a promotion, or the chance to work on a prestigious project. You may find yourself drawn to learning new skills that can enhance your professional expertise, and some may even consider further education or training programs to advance their careers. Your efforts will be recognized, and there's a strong possibility of increased financial rewards, including bonuses, salary hikes, or lucrative work opportunities. However, from March 2nd to April 13th, Venus will be retrograde in Pisces, which could temporarily slow down progress in these areas. You may need to be extra mindful of how you communicate with colleagues, superiors, and clients during this period, as misunderstandings or misinterpretations could lead to conflicts. If you are involved in business negotiations or contractual agreements, ensure all terms are clearly defined before making commitments. Any delays in projects, creative endeavors, or travel plans should be handled with patience, as things will start moving forward again after April 13th. In personal relationships, Venus's exaltation in your 3rd house will enhance your interactions with loved ones, making this a wonderful time for building stronger connections with siblings, neighbors, and close friends. You may find yourself engaging in heartfelt conversations and sharing memorable experiences through short trips or social outings. If you are in a relationship, this period will allow you to deepen your bond by spending quality time together and reigniting the romance. For single Capricorns, there is a strong possibility of meeting someone special through social settings, online platforms, or even professional networks. Venus's influence on your 9th house suggests that love may bloom through travel, educational pursuits, or cultural experiences. The presence of Rahu in Pisces alongside Venus will add an element of unpredictability to this transit. While Rahu amplifies Venus's materialistic desires, making you more inclined toward luxury, indulgence, and pleasure-seeking activities, it also encourages unconventional approaches to love and creativity. You may find yourself drawn to unique, avant-garde artistic expressions or unorthodox romantic connections. However, be mindful of making impulsive financial or romantic decisions, especially during Venus retrograde, as Rahu's influence can sometimes lead to illusions or short-lived attractions. Saturn, your ruling planet, will also join Venus in Pisces after April, adding a layer of discipline and realism to your creative and social pursuits. While Saturn's influence can sometimes feel restrictive, in this case, it will help you channel your creative energy into practical, long-term goals. This is particularly beneficial for Capricorns who are working on structured projects, such as writing a book, launching a business, or mastering a new skill. Saturn's presence will also encourage deeper introspection in relationships, prompting you to evaluate the authenticity and longevity of your connections. Another significant impact of this transit is its aspect on your ninth house of higher learning, philosophy, and spirituality. Some Capricorns may feel an increased interest in exploring philosophical, religious, or spiritual subjects, and this could lead to participation in retreats, pilgrimages, or intellectual discussions that broaden their perspective on life. If you've been contemplating a spiritual journey or higher education, this transit can support those endeavors. However, during Venus retrograde, be cautious about blindly following new ideologies or making impulsive travel plans, as there could be unforeseen delays or complications. Financially, this period will be a mix of gains and careful management. With Venus ruling your 10th house, career-related financial growth is likely, but it is important to be mindful of expenditures, particularly in luxury items, entertainment, or speculative investments. The exchange between Venus and Jupiter suggests that past investments may start yielding returns, but any new financial ventures should be approached with caution during Venus retrograde. If you are planning to invest in stocks, real estate, or creative projects, ensure that you conduct thorough research and avoid high-risk decisions. Overall, Venus's transit through Pisces will bring a period of significant personal and professional growth for Capricorn individuals. While the exalted Venus will enhance your creativity, social interactions, and career prospects, the retrograde phase will require careful communication and patience in handling temporary setbacks. By leveraging this transit wisely, focusing on refining your communication skills, nurturing relationships, and making calculated career moves, you can maximize the positive potential of this transit and set the stage for long-term success. This is a time to embrace creativity, take strategic risks, and cultivate meaningful connections that will support your growth in the months ahead. For Aquarius, Venus's transit in Pisces will have a profound impact, as Venus rules their 4th house of home and mother, and their 9th house of higher knowledge, travel, and luck. With Venus transiting the 2nd house of family, wealth, and speech, this period brings a strong focus on financial matters, family interactions, and personal values. The exaltation of Venus in Pisces amplifies its positive effects, enhancing financial prosperity, strengthening family bonds, and fostering a deeper appreciation for material and emotional security. Financially, this transit appears to be highly beneficial for you. Venus's placement in the 2nd house, combined with its mutual sign exchange with Jupiter in the 4th house of Taurus, creates a strong Dana Yoga, which signifies wealth accumulation and financial stability. You may find multiple sources of income opening up, and there is a likelihood of experiencing unexpected financial gains. If you are involved in business, investments, or real estate, this transit supports profitability and wise financial decisions. Some of you may invest in luxury items such as jewelry, vehicles, or high-end home decor. However, when Venus turns retrograde from March 2nd to April 13th, caution is advised in financial dealings. Expenses may increase unexpectedly, or previous financial commitments may require re-evaluation. Avoid impulsive spending and speculative investments during this period. Your career prospects also look bright during this transit. With Venus enhancing your communication skills and presentation abilities, you may find it easier to negotiate deals and gain favor from superiors. This is an excellent time for those in creative industries, entertainment, music, and fashion, as Venus naturally supports artistic expression and aesthetics. If you are involved in business, you may experience increased sales or favorable client interactions, particularly when Venus is direct. However, during the retrograde phase, you may encounter some misunderstandings or delays in negotiations. It is advisable to remain patient and avoid making major career decisions during this time. Once Venus turns direct after April 13th, professional matters will regain momentum, and financial growth will resume. Your relationships with family members are set to improve significantly under this transit. Venus in the 2nd house fosters harmony within the household and promotes a warm, loving atmosphere. You may feel a greater sense of appreciation for your family, and there could be reunions, celebrations, or gatherings that strengthen your bond with relatives. The influence of Jupiter in the 4th house further emphasizes domestic happiness and stability, making this a favorable period for home improvements, real estate investments, or even purchasing a new home. If you have been considering relocating, this transit supports making that move successfully. However, the Venus retrograde period may bring some minor misunderstandings or emotional sensitivities within the family, so it is important to communicate openly and avoid unnecessary arguments. From a spiritual and philosophical perspective, this transit encourages introspection and deeper contemplation about your values and belief systems. With Venus ruling your 9th house of higher learning and pilgrimage, you may feel drawn towards spiritual pursuits, philosophical studies, or religious travel. This is an excellent time to explore subjects such as astrology, meditation, or ancient scriptures, as Venus's exaltation enhances your ability to find beauty in knowledge and wisdom. Some of you may embark on long-distance travel, particularly for pilgrimage or educational purposes. However, during Venus's retrograde phase, travel plans could face delays or complications, so it is advisable to plan accordingly. Romantically, this transit can bring both joy and challenges. With Venus exalted in the second house, your expressions of love and affection become more refined and heartfelt. You may experience a period of deep emotional connection with your partner, enjoying romantic outings and meaningful conversations. If you are single, this transit may bring opportunities for new relationships, possibly with someone who shares your values and outlook on life. However, the retrograde phase could create confusion in relationships, leading to miscommunications or emotional introspection. It is important to remain patient and avoid making impulsive relationship decisions during this time. Once Venus turns direct, love and harmony will be restored, allowing relationships to flourish once again. One of the most significant aspects of this transit is its impact on your overall sense of well-being and happiness. Venus, as the planet of beauty and luxury, encourages self-care, indulgence, and the enjoyment of life's finer pleasures. You may find yourself more inclined to treat yourself, whether through shopping, dining out, or engaging in artistic hobbies. The presence of Venus in your second house also enhances your ability to speak with charm and eloquence, making this a great time for negotiations, public speaking, or creative expression. However, the retrograde period calls for mindfulness in communication, as misunderstandings could arise if words are not chosen carefully. The aspect of Venus on the 8th house may bring sudden financial gains or unanticipated changes related to shared resources, inheritance, or investments. Some of you may receive unexpected monetary benefits through family, insurance claims, or legal settlements. However, it is crucial to remain cautious with high-risk investments, particularly in speculative markets, as the presence of Rahu in the second house can amplify both gains and losses. Being prudent with financial decisions will ensure stability and long-term security. Health-wise, this transit encourages relaxation and self-care. You may feel an increased desire to focus on physical well-being, whether through yoga, meditation, or adopting a healthier lifestyle. However, indulgence in rich foods and luxury items could lead to minor health concerns, particularly related to digestion or weight gain. Maintaining balance in diet and exercise will be essential during this period. Overall, Venus's transit in Pisces will be a highly favorable period for you, bringing financial growth, domestic happiness, and a sense of contentment in various areas of life. The mutual sign exchange between Venus and Jupiter further strengthens this transit, ensuring stability and expansion in wealth, property, and emotional fulfillment. However, the retrograde phase between March 2nd and April 13th requires caution in financial matters, relationships, and communication. By navigating this period with patience and awareness, you can make the most of Venus's blessings and emerge from this transit with greater prosperity and emotional satisfaction. As a Pisces individual, Venus transit in Pisces, where it is exalted, brings an exceptionally powerful and transformative period for you. During this period, Venus transits your first house, which governs your personality, self-expression, physical appearance, and overall outlook on life. This transit will amplify your charm, self-love, and social magnetism, making you more appealing and confident in how you present yourself to the world. The exaltation of Venus in your sign enhances all Venusian qualities: love, beauty, harmony, and pleasure, allowing you to enjoy a period of self-discovery, heightened charisma, and personal transformation. With Venus in your first house, you will feel an increased desire to refine your appearance, which could manifest in a change in wardrobe, hairstyle, or even a new beauty routine. There will be a natural radiance to your aura, making you more attractive and magnetic to others. This transit will encourage self-love and care, leading you to indulge in activities that boost your self-esteem and well-being. Since Venus governs relationships, you will be inclined to nurture your personal connections, leading to harmonious interactions with loved ones. Socially, you will be more active and open to new friendships, partnerships, or romantic endeavors. Those who are single may find themselves attracting potential partners effortlessly, while those in committed relationships will experience renewed passion and deeper emotional connections. Venus also governs your third house of communication, siblings, and short travels. This influence will make your words more soothing, persuasive, and appealing, allowing you to effectively express your thoughts and emotions. Conversations will flow effortlessly, making it an excellent period for networking, public speaking, or any creative endeavors that require strong verbal expression. If you are in the field of writing, media, or marketing, this transit will be particularly favorable, as your ability to captivate audiences will be at its peak. Your relationships with your siblings may improve, leading to more quality time and a sense of mutual understanding and support. There may be opportunities for short trips, which will be beneficial for both personal and professional growth. As Venus also rules your 8th house of transformation, shared resources, and sudden gains, you may experience some unexpected positive changes. The 8th house is deeply connected to secrets, psychology, and profound shifts, and Venus transit in your 1st house indicates that such transformations will be deeply personal. You may undergo an internal shift in how you perceive yourself and your relationships. There could be sudden financial gains through inheritance, bonuses, or shared assets, especially if Venus is favorably placed in your birth chart. However, since the 8th house also governs mysteries and the unknown, there may be moments of introspection and self-discovery, pushing you to embrace change with an open heart. A significant aspect of this transit is Venus retrogression from March 2nd to April 13th, which will bring a period of reassessment and reflection, particularly in relationships. Since Venus rules love and partnerships, you may find yourself revisiting past relationships, reevaluating your emotional needs, or questioning the stability of your current partnerships. Misunderstandings in communication may arise, making it essential to be mindful of how you express yourself. This is not an ideal time for making drastic changes to your appearance, finances, or relationships. Instead, use this period for self-reflection and understanding your desires and expectations in love. After Venus turns direct, any decisions regarding relationships or major financial commitments will have more clarity and stability. An interesting dynamic in this transit is the mutual sign exchange between Venus in your 1st house and Jupiter in your 3rd house of Taurus. This planetary exchange creates a strong link between self-growth and communication, allowing you to effectively manifest your goals and aspirations through your words and actions. Your self-confidence will receive a significant boost, and you will be more inclined to take charge of your personal and professional life. If you are involved in teaching, publishing, or creative expression, this period will bring success and recognition. Jupiter's presence in your 3rd house enhances your ability to learn new skills, making it an excellent time to take up a new hobby, enroll in a course, or expand your knowledge in a particular field. From April onwards, Saturn will also join Venus in your 1st house, adding a layer of seriousness and discipline to your self-growth. While Venus encourages enjoyment, creativity, and socialization, Saturn's presence will remind you to maintain a balanced approach. You may feel the need to take responsibility for your actions and commit to long-term goals, especially in relationships and career. The presence of both Venus and Saturn in your 1st house suggests that you will be making meaningful and lasting changes, rather than temporary ones. This is particularly important for those considering marriage, major financial investments, or career shifts, as Saturn ensures that these decisions are taken with careful planning and maturity. Venus exaltation in your 1st house is also beneficial for your financial situation. Since the 8th house is associated with shared wealth, there may be gains through partnerships, business ventures, or even sudden windfalls. If you are an independent business owner, this transit can bring strong profits and revenue growth. Those in employment may see promotions, salary raises, or increased recognition due to their innovative efforts and proactive approach. However, caution is advised in speculative investments, such as cryptocurrency, gambling, or high-risk financial dealings, especially during Venus retrograde phase. The presence of Rahu in your ascendant alongside Venus can bring an element of unpredictability, making it essential to avoid impulsive financial decisions. On the personal front, this transit enhances marital harmony and relationship dynamics. For those already in a relationship, Venus influence brings more love, romance, and understanding, strengthening the emotional bond with your partner. If you have been facing challenges in your relationship, this is a good time to work on resolving conflicts and deepening your connection. If you are single, there is a strong possibility of meeting someone significant, with the potential for a long-term relationship. However, during the retrograde period, it is advised to take things slow and not rush into commitments, as emotions may fluctuate. Health-wise, this transit is largely favorable, bringing vitality and enthusiasm. Your overall well-being will improve, and you will be more inclined to engage in self-care routines, exercise, and activities that promote physical and mental health. Since Venus enhances beauty and charm, you may feel inspired to adopt a healthier lifestyle, whether through diet, exercise, or wellness practices like yoga and meditation. The 3rd house influence also suggests engaging in sports, hiking, or outdoor activities that boost stamina and energy levels. Overall, Venus exaltation in Pisces is a powerful transit that brings immense growth, self-awareness, and positive transformations in various aspects of your life. It enhances your charm, confidence, and ability to attract favorable opportunities, whether in love, career, or personal development. While Venus retrograde may bring temporary introspection and reevaluation, it ultimately serves as a phase of deeper understanding and clarity. By embracing this transit with mindfulness and a balanced approach, you can make the most of its beneficial influences and emerge stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. As we conclude this episode, please remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. Individual predictions may vary, as every birth chart is unique. The influence of dasha periods and natal planetary placements can shape transits differently, both positively and negatively. It's essential to consider your own birth chart when applying these general predictions to your personal circumstances. If you'd like personalized predictions or have questions about your astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful astrology content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to sharing more astrological wisdom with you in the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.